Wow. It's like never mind.
I was going to say,
Polaroids.
Polaroids are like...
All right, so marshmallow roasting. We're going to remember the
It's
ship.
not going to go on the TV now.
It's all dark.
We've got a flashlight for that. don't
Thank
worry.
you.
All right.
Or you could fix the lighting.
So first up, we have a spacesuit that you actually have to put on. Aaron hooked up, helmet comes down, HUD display goes up, buckle up. We're going to go to Purple Hollow first.
Going to space.
Before it ends up in nothing.
And it really should take several days to get there. not 18 months.
This planet spawns like right next, so it's like in the sky at the beginning. So we have these geysers in place to sort of direct your direct players into these landing zones.
Oh, I thought that was
This is the planet that it's getting broken up over time. And for this particular, so each planet has a couple of different places you can land in different entrances that lead to different areas. This one has these 3 geysers, and one of them is an entrance into the lower part of the planet. For now, just so because we don't have a lot of the actual content in, when you reach areas, we have temp dialogue appear that tells you that you found, like, the game responds to you in some way. We do have a few models in with animations. If you talk to this guy, he tells you, this is kind of a first example of, he tells you about something you could find on a different planet, and he tells you when you would have to go there to find it. He pretty much tells you that there are ruins similar to these, but they're probably buried by now. You'd have to go there earlier if you wanted to explore them. So this place is the planet that is, it's getting, if you go into map view, you can see that it's the one that the moon is, erupting those volcanic meteors, and they are bombarding the planet. Have our molten core.
Awesome shader work that is made. Yay.
That look nice.
So this is one of the other big areas of clip points. These structures are actually on these ledges, and as you play this, some of them will break away and fall into the core, just like the roof's kind of being bombarded. So the more the roof gets bombarded, the more of those meteors can get into the interior, and they start wreaking havoc on all the structures inside. This bridge leads to another one of the entrances. So this is just obviously temp art, but these are an example of the petroglyphs we're going to use to actually tell some of the embedded narrative. So if you look at these in a row, we have their ship coming to the solar system. We're going to develop a symbol language for all the different planets to have a consistent symbol language in the petroglyphs. But they came here looking for a signal. They got caught in the Dark Bramble. They got caught, so they sent out 3 escape pods. I may have duplicated that texture. One of them gets chased by an anglerfish, and then one of them ends up on the Hourglass Twins, and one of them ends up here. And you can actually find the escape pod that crashed here on this planet.
Does your world map give visual feedback to let you know of places you've been to?
We're going to work on that, yeah. It's not in place yet, but that's next semester. So if you looked at this planet from far away, you could actually get the audio of this guy playing his little banjo. It's supposed to be the same guy as the other one, but right now we just only have 2 models, so we're duplicating them around. And he tells you something else about the petroglyphs and about how there's something in Dark Bramble. So we're going to head over there. And since we've been gone, the bottom part of this stalactite is broken away. If we stay here long enough, this piece... Oh, I'm going to die.
Molten core.
You see that texture up close and personal.
So now we get our death flashback.
We have to go all the way back now.
It's actually kind of easier.
Oh, just to get to the crash site?
Wow.
Alright, we're back.
I like the auto-deploying marshmallow roaster.
Oh no. Shouldn't have tried that.
Die on your home planet.
What I knew.
What a
Suit up. So that's the example of like how you would, if you don't want to do the tutorial, you get to your ship quickly. So we're gonna blast off again. Everything's been reset, so we could go back to Brittle Hollow. But we're gonna take a look around. See Dark Bramble's on the other side. The autopilot's kind of fun. You have to be, even though it's an autopilot, you have to be careful that you don't tell it to do something that's gonna run you into the sun.
Are you getting shot at?
What's that?
no.
Just a
The stars, right?
Yeah.
They're just guiding you.
Oh, yeah.
It's to tell you how you're moving. Yeah.
So the thing with these,
the object you have targeted.
it's so yeah. If I was to target this, the lines change because it's the relative motion that you're traveling.
Don't run into the sun.
Oh, that's the sun? I'm not sure I would have known that was the sun.
Yeah. I just know it there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It's not like burning my retinas out or shooting up solar flares that warm me that it's the sun.
Or giving us a red glow to the screen.
Stare at it for too long. The marshmallow
Or
melts.
steam.
Yeah, the motion lens good.
What's all that glowing stuff?
All right, so
This
here's,
show is moving.
so let's say we talk to that guy and he was like, you learn that there's something in Dark Bramble. I'm gonna go to Dark Bramble and try to find
Looking at
what's here.
through the bottom of the rocket.
So the big thing with Dark Bramble is that it's it's like a fog bank, and there are these lights in the fog, and you have to try to go towards the lights. But some of them are going to kill you.
It's never that easy.
And right now you can't actually shoot probes at. Oh,
Anglerfish.
Back.
That's no cave. Thank you.
Got it. Don't worry.
and so one of the things like we said before, we have these 4 curiosities in the game, 4 major things that players are going to learn how to get to.
wait.
Did I get eaten? Yeah, I got eaten. And one of them's in the heart of Dark Bramble. So if you just go in there, that's actually what we intend to happen for right now. Is we just assume anyone who goes in there is going to get eaten by an anglerfish, which is kind of hilarious. So that's okay. And eventually you learn enough information from other planets that you learn how to get through there without getting eaten and how to find the thing you're actually looking for. I think the one other thing we'll show off is Comet.
Have they seen the telescope? Yeah. Seen the telescope?
Yeah, we saw the telescope in class.
Oh yeah.
No suit?
Yeah. The audio. You've seen the audio lines. Did I not cut my space?
So you have to put it on?
Not yet, but
Eventually, if you don't, you go outside, you will get killed.
And you won't be able to do jetpack, or?
it's a little weird because the jetpack is actually separate from the spacesuit because of the tutorial.
You're gonna have like the people without the spacesuit bubble, and kind of boil, have their blood boil, just like.
They just explode.
What was that
Step
movie?
out of the plane, not Armageddon.
You die if you head to the sun?
Comet.
Yes.
Also, crashing on the home planet due to the autopilot. The one other area that we also, every planet right now has something. We have a traveler inside of the gas giant who's kind of chilling on a floating island. The hourglass twins, the sand is actually flowing from one to the other. And so there are caves that you can explore while the sand is rising, and there are ruins that get buried over time. Right now, the only one that's really fleshed out to any degree is Brittle Hollow, with we have all the cliff dwellings, and we have, the whole thing breaks apart. This one's going to be, we don't have the way this changes over time quite hooked up yet, because there's a cave in the comet, but it's only going to be accessible when it's really close to the sun, because the ice melts off of it.
Alex.
Good thing there's no ship
Pick
damage
someone
at the
else your
minute.
pilot.
And eventually, yeah, you won't be able to get away with that.
This is in a teaching point. It's why it's better to often have someone else drive when you're doing a demo.
Fair enough.
So that you don't run into things and get eaten by fish.
this is
Pretty.
yeah, it was a use of Izzy's crystal shader that I think we showed off during midterm as a little jewel, and we figured this was a much better use of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't really recall it being this cool. It's cool.
So yeah, so this cave, for example, would is going to be something you can only access because the entrance is covered by ice, and so when it's near the sun, the ice melts. You can get inside of it. You would learn how to do that by either talking to a character in the world or finding some other bit of information in the world. And so right now we have a lot of things that are cool to see and discover and do. And then next semester our focus is going to be tying the web together so that everything points you to somewhere else, and it's all about learning how to get to these places.
Do you want to show off like Hourglass Twins, the new Hourglass Twins, or the gas giant? I guess the dude inside.
Yeah, we could do whichever one's closer.
How much time do we
Yeah,
have?
4 minutes.
4 minutes.
You guys don't have a teleport function?
No, we don't.
Potentially
What are your-
consider world teleportation just for
Oh,
demoing.
we do for in long term, yeah.
What are your concerns about next semester and risks to the getting as far as you want to get and all that sort of stuff? Anyone can answer that too.
Yeah.
I guess one of the risks is focusing too much on these big planets and not having time to do the cool, crazy other stuff. I guess that would be a risk, like the quantum moon and some of the weirder things that we'd like to get in. I guess that's not a
smaller
fear, I
features,
guess,
like getting the ship. There would be cool ideas for like the ship gets hit by something, like the things that happen when you're traveling between planets would be really cool. And like your ship gets damaged, so we have this cool zero-G mechanic. It'd be great to have to go out and do a spacewalk to fix something while you're flying around the sun.
Oh, I also think it's really cool to find other spacecraft that are floating out there dead that have aliens on them. You know?
We do have some of that, like in Dark Bramble, there is a derelict ship that you have to get out of your ship and you're floating in zero-G, so it's like, we definitely want to have a mix of actual planets you land on and things that you are in zero-G and you float around in.
I want to reiterate what we said about teleporting, just in terms of like testing and stuff. If you guys can hit a button to teleport to a safe place within,
Within
100
each
miles
planet.
of the planet or something, would be really useful for testing.
It'd be helpful.
And
Be
of
helpful
course,
when
you
you
jump
make-
through time as well.
When you decide to make
You can
a...
jump, you can jump.
You can. We do have a spawning system. It's just not hooked to a key press right now,
Gotcha.
and we should hook it up to a key press because it would be super useful.
Still rolling.
Yeah, because next semester we'll probably have more guests and stuff like that, so there'll be a lot more. Hi, do a demo.
And it's nice to show up every planet, boom, 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 without having to actually fly between them.
That's how I land your ship. Every time.
I did not do this well.
Also, when you guys go to make a trailer, that'd be...
What is that?
Sand?
So this is a giant plume of sand that is pouring from one planet to the other, and it's in this cannon. So it's very Indiana Jones right now. Actually, it just kind of chases you down it. And there are these little offshoot caverns to the side.
Cool. Get up.
And the idea with these is that so the sand is rising on this planet. So as you explore these caves, the sand comes in. So it's all about getting here early, exploring stuff, and then you're kind of pushed towards the surface. We're going to build it out. It's pretty temp right now in terms of like how much content we actually have in here, but we do have.
But also, if you come too late, you can explore the other planet the sand is coming off of.
Oh, okay.
So, like,
Yeah.
that, this is still an area of interest, depending on whenever you can come here.
Exactly. And like we're gonna do things where like, well, the sand's rising, so I can't explore that anymore. But maybe this is gonna like raise me up, so I can reach a ledge I couldn't reach before.
You have a jetpack.
You do, but we can tweak gravity.
It's a terrible jetpack.
It breaks.
To be
just
honest,
levitate.
it's more of an
Free.
EVA suit that you happen to use on planets as well, because it's like very useful in like 0G and not as useful. It's
Yeah.
tuned to exactly 1G right now. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's important that we be able to not let players fly everywhere.
Yeah.
We're also going to have hazards, like things that are like flammable, where like if you use the jetpack in them, they would explode. So we'll be able to limit when players can use the jetpack.
Is your gravitation on each of the planets the same?
No, it's all different. It's all very tweakable. We can tweak like surface gravity and then like how it falls off towards the core and stuff like that.
So then the 1G, is it like per planet 1G, or is it the same amount of force every time? The jetpack.
We could vary the jetpack.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but it's problematic when you're still.
Anything else you want to?
Do you want to go on a gas giant?
Just want to look at the gas giant if you can't get there in time.
Absolutely.
Then you
Look
like,
through
show
the-
your stuff.
Yeah, let's do your telescope.
Telescope.
And just having seen it before, you guys have done fantastic work in the last just few weeks.
Yeah, it's tremendous progress.
Oh.
We've seen which weekends.
It's a universal with the
Particularly
work.
since the middle of the
There it
semester, it sort of like really took off.
Ah.
That's all it is.
Or just around
Did
the
you see
sun.
the Hubble IMAX movie? Similar feel to this. It's funny how similar it is, really. It's really powerful, that film, so I can see how some of this would be.
The one where they fixed Hubble?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Wasn't that amazing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really cool.
It was one of the most moving films I think I've
Just
ever
try
seen.
getting the sand out of that
Like all
one,
of like,
Alex.
the Dream
The
is
ship
Alive
is just
and Hubble
getting
and Planet
pushed in a
Earth.
circle.
Not the
You want to
BBC
make the sun
planet, but
explode
the
maybe?
IMAX.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah.
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 Let's end with the supernova.
Maybe
Where's,
we
where's the
they maybe
backside?
we
Bam.
Got it?
Wow.
Where's the dissipation?
I don't know.
Oh.
They're usually there.
That was more of a whimper.
Yeah. We'll work on that.
All right, great finale.
That was sort of, that was
we're
not
off
a
to
super.
core overload.
That was a lesser nova.
You ever seen a solar
I
flare?
don't know
That's
what
Alex?
happened.
Yes.
Where the pictures are rewinding to what you actually did.
Yep.
I've only
Yeah,
seen red flare.
The snapshot's taken